There, Bent. That's it. I'm done.
Fine. Is everything all right, Doc?
You could say so. For someone with your medical record, everything is fine. Retirement agrees with you.
My retirement was a nightmare.
Was a nightmare? Don't tell me you're working again. If so, I have to advise strongly against it.
Let's just say that my life makes sense again, and I owe that to Faye here.
Ah, I see. And here I thought you were trying to save the world again.
Retirement was the best that could happen to me. I can go fishing as much as I want to. I can read many interesting books. And I have interesting talks with my shrink every week.
That sounds much better than working your guts out and spending weeks in the hospital now, doesn't it?
You think? Let's talk later, or we will be late for the presentation.
Right. It's your turn now, Miss Faye. Do you have any illnesses I should know about?
That's none of your business.
Oh, it's very much my business. The decision on whether or not you will be allowed on the rig is based on my expert opinion.
Well, I'll stay here then. I didn't travel 500 years to have myself cut open.
Excuse me, I don't think I understand.
Faye, you can trust the doc. He knows what he's doing.
All right. But no hot coals. And no saws. You hear me?
Promise. Bent, if you would wait outside, please. This might take a while, I'm afraid.
Yes, Bent, just go. I'll catch up with you. I can handle this charlatan by myself.
Hopeless. The stamp pad is completely dry. My skin is more moist than this thing. Ah, yes, there it is. Ben Svensson, born severe depression, burnout syndrome, etc., etc. We advise against continuation of employment. Was it really only just 2 years ago? I'm stealing blood from a doctor. Shouldn't it be the other way around? A drastic measure, but time is short. Morbid, but it worked.
Everything peachy, Bent? Where's your companion?
She'll be a while.
That's too bad. The presentation is almost over. Do you have the health certificate?
Can't I get in without the certificate?
Well, Dr. Svensson, my responsibility is to follow the regulations, not make them.
Damnation. Here, Barney, that should be all. May I enter now?
Okay. Name's on it, stamp as well. All right. Time for your big comeback.
Ha!
Nervous?
Should I be?
Well, it's been 2 years since you last saw your son.
Oh, nonsense. I'm not nervous.
Yes?
Could you go ahead, please? This little do-gooder needs to visit the restroom first. What? I just need to pee. I'm not nervous.
Sure, Bent. Sure.
Dr. Svensson, I'm trying to be polite here. What you just told us is ripe with trivial generalizations and esoteric hocus-pocus. We know that our oil reserves will be used up one day. We are aware that we will need to find a way to fill the hole this will rip into the energy supply. We also know that some nuts will be worried about the climate whenever you try offering them workable solutions. What we don't know is why on earth we came here. What miraculous technology are you talking about when you claim to be able to solve all this planet's problems in one stroke?
Thank you for the cue, Mr. Indez. I am talking about a technology that doesn't produce emissions. One that can be replicated easily and that can be grown in every household. It is effective enough to...
Did I understand you correctly? Your miracle plant will grow in every consumer's garden?
Yes. The magic word is reproduction. A small installation that will fit on every balcony will provide enough energy for the household. It is an autonomous and ecological energy. The process is called nitrogenase.
He means hydrogenase.
The process is called hydrogenase, which means that cyanobacteria will convert light, air, and water into high-energy oxygen. The degree of efficiency of the energy output yields values around 0.08%.
What? That's wrong. It's 0.8%.
Do you want to give the lecture, Father?
Maybe we can cut this embarrassing family drama short. The question I ask myself is, what kind of business model do you have in mind? If people grow algae on their balcony like chives, what do we sell them? No one here wants to give away energy for free, right?
Yes. No. The consumer needs the technology to grow the algae and dissipate the hydrogen. Fuel cells for conversion must be bought and maintained. But, well, that's all there is to say on the business aspect of our presentation. I suggest we take a short break. Afterwards, we can jump right in with the calculations.
I would like to see this bacteria in action.
Or that. After the break, we will present the blue-green algae, and then we will talk about the calculations. We will reconvene at 2 o'clock sharp. Thank you.
That was something. And where has Duva disappeared to? The least he could say was hi.
Please don't hold it against him. It's all the excitement about the presentation. And then his father appears out of the blue. He is a bit overwhelmed.
He shouldn't blame himself. He did well. I am more worried about this Indez.
Emilio Indez is a businessman. He needs to ask these kinds of questions.
No, my gut tells me that he's planning something. And I won't leave this room before I've found out exactly what it is. I only see one way to reach it.
Do you want to climb on that chair?
Yes, why do you ask?
Well, I thought you were a gentleman, a man with distinction, someone I and my husband would have liked to support financially.
Even a gentleman has to climb on chairs from time to time.
Please, let's not argue. I said my mind. You do what you want with that.
Unless I want to scare off our investors, I'd better find another solution. On with it. Ha! That fits perfectly. The Philosopher's Stone, a bottle opener on a pointer.
What do you think about the presentation, Mr. Indez? Do you think this blue-green algae is a good investment?
This cabbage? No way. But I could have told you that before.
If you already knew that, why are you here?
I came here to dispose of a nuisance. A nuisance as small as an ant, but as persistent as a thorn in my side, and as presumptuous as a fat Norwegian who sticks his nose into things that are none of his business.
Go on, don't mind me.
What nuisance are you talking about?
I will tell you in private.
Do you like pistachios? There you are. Good.
Are you worried the algae could destroy the energy market?
If a flower power energy everyone could grow on his balcony really existed, then yes, I would be worried. But this cabbage couldn't supply enough energy for a toaster. I'm just worried that these idiots in Oslo might see it differently.
And what do you plan to do about it?
What every good businessman would do. I'm going to buy it. I will put one specimen on my shelf, and I'll dump the rest into the ocean. That's where algae belong, after all. Bon voyage, Dr. Svensson. Arrivederci, Echo Power. And the best thing is, as long as no one else is interested in it, I will get it at a bargain price.
The pig.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the break is over. If you would be so kind to return to your seats. We will commence live presentation of our technology now. As you can see, our assistants provided some algae specimen. Dr. Svensson, if you would.
Of course.
He means me.
Let me do it. I worked on that technology for 30 years. I know how to get the maximum possible result.
Well then, proceed.
This thing was put here on purpose. The generator gets enough H2 now. Okay then, I'll put the battery in the net. That would be tampering. I'll only resort to such means if I am out of other options. That would be I'll only resort to such means if I am out of other options. That would be tamper. I'll only resort to such means if I am out of other options. That would be I'll only resort. That would be I'll only resort to such means if I am out of other options. The generator. It glows a bit stronger now, but it's still far from convincing. The algae needs light, fresh water, and air for successful hydrogenase. The generator transforms the H2 the algae produces into electricity. That would be tampering. I'll only resort to such means if I am out of other options. That would be I'll only resort. That would be tampering. I'll only resort to such means if I am out of other options. That would be. I'll only. Let's freshen up the algae a bit. Well, the algae has light and fresh water, and the gas can freely flow into the generator.
And the light bulb glows. Bravo. Can you really not see the genius in this performance?
The only thing I see is slime in a fish tank.
Dr. Svensson, since no one else seems interested in it, I would like to buy the slime.
Stop, just a second. I forgot something. The presentation isn't over yet.
Well, I can hardly wait.
If this works, I will believe every word Faye said. Oh dear.
What have you done?
I just wanted...
Was that the nitrogenase you were talking about?
Who would have thought that 0.8% can be that explosive? Dr. Svensson, why did you give an endless monologue on wind energy instead of showing us this right from the start?
I don't know. Ask my father. He is the uncrowned expert around here.
And, who of you will receive our money?
This stupid doctor. I don't want to get some rest, and I'm not sick either.
Then come leave.
Hello?
You have to leave. Attack! Everyone will die.
Delvin, what are you talking about? What attack?
The
Crap! Something's wrong with the antenna. I thought Augie wanted to install it on the helicopter. Oh no, I hope he didn't break it. I'd better go check on it. Nail polish? Mascara? A lipstick? Why do people need a paint box for their face? Ah, this file looks useful.
What do you want?
What are you making? What?
Nothing. We have apple pie and rockfisk.
I'd like to have this rackfisk.
Good choice. It's fresh. There you go.
I'd like to have some apple pie.
Just a second. Bon appetit. If it's too cold, I'll heat it in the microwave oven.
Thanks. The pie is cold.
No problem. Hand it over. Ta-ta-ta-ta. Ta-ta-ta-ta. Here.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
The file fits into the Pi perfectly. No, no, and no. Augie. Just a second. Delvin, this is Faye. Can you hear me? Delvin, what was that about an attack?
Attack?
Augie, what have you done with the antenna?
I put it up, just like you told me to.
Then why doesn't it work anymore?
Maybe it's too weak, or maybe someone is interfering with us. But it's really not my fault, honestly.
What could interfere with the signal? What could interfere with the signal?
Other signals? Some waves?
But what kind of waves?
Other radio waves, maybe? Space waves? Brain waves?
Bran, what?
Telepathy? You don't have that in the future? No? How would I know what kind of waves could be the problem?
How can I amplify the transmission power?
That's easy. You look for a big antenna and tap it. I even have a cable. Do you want it?
Oh, yes. Please.
Don't expect too much. It's very short and a little loose sometimes, and, I'll just leave it here, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm reading Gamma Ray vs. Nuke Boy, The Grand Showdown. Do you want to take a peek?
It only has pictures.
But that's the trick, you see. Text and pictures in perfect symbiosis. It's a total blast. It's called a comic.
Oh, we have comics at home too. We use them to teach the children how to survive in case a nuclear reactor explodes.
They develop superpowers and beat up the dead guys?
Not quite.
A pity.
Have you seen Bent?
I thought he was at the presentation. With you?
One of your medicine men kept me, and now they won't let me in. I hope everything is going well.
Oh, I'm sure Doc Svensson has everything well in hand. They're probably partying right now and throwing confetti on him.
Yes. Probably. Oh, dear. Did you put up the time radio antenna all by yourself?
Yeah, no biggie. I've wanted to see this baby in action for a while now. I hope I didn't make any mistakes. It went real fast until the cubes... Really, man? Who came up with that crap?
Too true. The cubes are horrible. Thank you for helping.
Yeah. No problem.
What was that about interfering waves?
Look for devices that send out waves and, turn them off.
How could I amplify the transmission power again?
Connect your antenna to a bigger one. That's all the advice I can give you.
See you later.
Yep.
The cable is much too short. One end of the cable is connected. The cable is much too short. The cable is much too short. Hello?
Hey, Lou. Hang on in there, okay? Oh, hey ho. What can I do for you?
Are you a radio operator?
Yep. Wait. You came here with Ben Svensson, didn't you?
Yes. Why?
Are you related or something? Is he your uncle?
Why do you ask?
Oh, just, you know.
Are you transmitting right now?
Why do you ask?
Could you stop doing that for a moment? You are interfering with my signal.
You and Bent, you are colleagues, right?
No.
Oh, you're not? I just thought, well, because you're traveling together.
Would you please answer my question?
Sure. What was it again? How did you two meet?
Please stop transmitting. You are interfering with my signal.
Hey, it was just a harmless question.
I have to contact a friend, but your signal interferes with mine. So would you please stop transmitting?
I'm afraid I can't do that. I'm talking to Lou from the other oil rig. We have some important things to discuss.
For how much longer?
Until noon break.
When will the noon break begin?
It just has. But Lou and I lost track of time, and we still have so much to talk about. I can't just up and leave. Svensson and you aren't colleagues, and you aren't related.
Why are you asking all these questions about me and Bent?
Why? I'm just curious. That ain't a crime now, is it? Not much else going on this rig anyway.
I brought you something to eat.
Oh, really?
Rackfisk. Enjoy.
Whoa, my favorite! Hey, Lou, gotta go. Lunch is here. You can tell me later. I'm starving here. Later. Yum. Fantastic.
He seems to have forgotten about me. Well, even better. Hello? Still no reception. It's steady, but the reception is still weak. Hello? Still no reception. Augie, install the antenna on the helicopter. Thanks, Augie.
My pleasure.
Hello? Still no reception. Hello? Still no reception. Nah. Hello? Still no reception. Hello, Augie.
Oh, hey, how's it going? What can I do for you, Faye?
How could I amplify the transmission power again?
Connect your antenna to a bigger one. That's all the advice I can give you.
What was that about interfering waves?
Look for devices that send out waves and turn them off.
See you later.
Yep.
It's steady, but the reception is still weak. That's no use. If I want to radio, I'd better use the antenna. Hello? Still no reception.
Yes?
I have to go.
See you later.
Give. Ta. 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 Ta ta.
Maybe you should stop singing.
What do you know about music?
It's not sending anymore. It has to work now. Attention, attention, radio operator Faye speaking. Delvin, can you hear me? Please, don't desert me now. Please, please, please.
Hello, Faye.
Sadi?
There. I am glad our presentation could convince you. I have to admit that the results surprised me a little as well.
Then it was a wonderful surprise for all of us. I can assure you, Doctor, that you were utterly convincing.
Please, dear, we must not hasten our decision, not until we've tested the bacteria ourselves. I therefore propose that the doctor will provide us with a sample of his wonderful algae as soon as possible. And if everything is above board, as I'm sure it will be, independent scientists will have no problem reconstructing the result we saw here earlier. And when they do, we will support you. Or is there a problem?
Let me through. I must talk to Ben Svensson.
It seems the number of your fans increases by the minute, my dear doctor.
I have to talk to him. Please.
Excuse me.
In here, quickly.
Calm down.
Tell me, how did it go?
What?
The algae. Are the investors convinced?
Ha! They are thrilled.
Phew. Good.
Yes, one problem less. But now to you. You are completely out of breath. What happened?
I got a call from Delvin.
And?
The connection was terrible. but I think he wanted to warn us. Someone plans to attack the oil rig.
Are you sure?
Not completely, but it sounded like that.
Did he tell you anything else?
No, that was all.
Did you get any other messages?
Why? From whom?
From Salvador?
Oh, no, I didn't. I only heard from Delvin, and as I said, it was a short message.
You aren't keeping any secrets from me, are you?
No. Why?
Oh, never mind. Must be being close to this Indez guy. I'm seeing conspiracies everywhere.
Well, you can never know.
Right. How was your physical examination?
Tedious.
But everything's all right.
Don't worry about me, I'm fine.
That's good to know. We have another problem, though, I'm afraid. Someone tried to sabotage the presentation.
What? Why would somebody do that?
I have no idea, but they did everything to prevent the generator from working properly during the presentation. The algae was much weaker than usual.
And yet the investors were convinced?
Yes. It wasn't that much of a problem. I just had someone fetch a better specimen. I think you should try and find out more about this attack while I investigate the algae incident.
Okay. Sounds sensible.
You are really not keeping something from me?
Nah. You?
No.
Well then, see you later. Then go! Sadi, come in, please. Ben says the investors are convinced. You must have been wrong.
Welcome back, Bent. Nice show. Really, I hope you didn't raise expectations you can't measure up to.
Hello, Duva. I'm sorry, I didn't want to show you up.
If you're looking for Lissa, she's in the office lab. I'm sure you can find the way on your own.
The algae you presented was bottom of the barrel. I think I deserve an explanation.
You are wrong. The sample was from one of our most powerful cultures.
I don't believe you. When I was still here, the algae could do much better than that.
I think you are fooling yourself. The algae really wasn't that much stronger in the past.
But it was stronger, and it would have convinced the investors without any effort on my part.
If you say so.
Again, what's wrong with the algae?
Let's see. No one is interested in it. We can't find a selling market. Research is insanely expensive, and no one wants to pay for it anymore.
But we do have a potential investor now.
Only as long as your scam is not exposed.
It won't be exposed if you tell me where the real algae is.
The real algae? I see. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Are you still angry with me?
Of course I am. If you hadn't cared more about the planet than about your own family, we might still be one.
Maida never told me that she was ill.
How could she? You were never there. You didn't see the nosebleeds when they began. You didn't catch her when she fainted. You didn't even take her to the hospital when it was already too late.
If she'd only told me.
But she didn't, because she thought you'd notice it someday. Well, no such luck.
So, how's life as the head of research on Atlas 11?
How do you think it is? It makes me sick. I still can't believe that I wanted to be like you once.
You have a lot of responsibility now. The future of the world depends on you and your research.
The future of the world is not my future. I don't want to end up like you, Father. I want to have a life, a family, but I'm stuck here instead.
Do you really hate your life this much?
Well, c'est la vie. That's how it is.
I just want to know what happened to my algae.
That's exactly the problem. It's not your algae anymore. Your son is responsible for your life's work now. It doesn't matter if anybody here likes it or not. You're out of the picture.
Duva, I'm sorry.
Good to know. Anything else?
See you later. The values of the blue-green algae decreased over the past few months. But why?
I would appreciate it if you stopped doing this. I'm waiting for an important call.
From whom?
I don't think that's any of your business.
The intercom system for communication on the rig. Continental calls can only be made from the radio room. I wonder if this will work as well as the bottle opener. Let's just try it. Just like I thought. Locked. Just like I thought. Locked. Huh. Boo.
No one has tried to startle me that incompetently in the last 2 years. Hello, Bent. It's good to see you.
I thought I'd drop by to see if everything is well.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh, what? Isn't an old retiree allowed to visit his former colleagues?
Of course he is. But I know you well enough to know that this is not the only reason. But maybe you'll prove me wrong.
What happened to the algae?
What are you talking about?
I saw the presentation for the investors. The algae you presented was terribly weak.
Oh, Bent, you are exaggerating.
Do you have any idea how embarrassed I was?
I can understand how you feel, but please stay out of this.
But
trust me, it's better this way.
It's true, I'm not responsible for the research anymore, but I helped to build this whole project. I deserve an answer.
If you were at the presentation, you already know the answer. We don't have any money left. That means no new instruments, no repairs, no qualified experts. And if the research gets worse, we get fewer investors. A vicious circle.
Lissa, what's going on here? You are keeping something from me.
Bent, please. We've already discussed this. The current situation is no one's fault. We've just fallen on hard times.
What does money have to do with the decrease in algae power?
We work under a lot of pressure and under horrible conditions. In a situation like that, mistakes happen, and the algae suffers from it.
You say it's not my responsibility anymore. Do you know how you sound?
No, Bent. How do I sound?
Like my shrink.
How fitting. Dr. Lissa Hinrichs, official shrink for the Svensson family. Yeah, that has a ring of truth to it.
I'll find out what's going on.
Please, don't. I'm just worried about you.
Let's talk about something else.
I'd prefer that, yes.
Duva hates me.
I know. He still blames you for Meta's death.
And he's right.
She was sick, Bent, and she didn't tell you.
Because she knew I would never give up my work for her.
Quite the opposite. You would have given up everything for her, and she didn't want to be responsible for that. The tendency for self-sacrifice must be a family trait.
About the algae. Let's talk about something else.
I'd prefer that, yes.
I can see you are busy. Do you want to continue our conversation later?
The only important thing is that we do continue it. Why don't we meet in the kitchen later and cook together? In about 2 hours when my shift ends?
Sure. Great idea.
Good. I'm looking forward to it.
Search done. The locker is empty. This lab coat looks familiar. Ha! I knew it. It's my old lab coat.
Huh? The one in the locker?
I didn't think you'd keep it.
Are you getting sentimental? Duva is wearing it sometimes when he's cleaning up.
Ah, the smell. And each place in the lab smells differently. These smells bring back some great memories. My old creased lab coat. I'm really surprised it's still here. Ah, the smell. And each place in the lab smells differently. These smells bring back some great memories. It's empty already. I have to put something in the test tube behind the lid first. I have to put something in the test tube behind the lid first. I have to put something. First, I need a clue as to what I'm looking for. First, I need a clue. Don't forget to drink water.
I know.
A23G, A36G, C17F. The number of different samples is huge. I have to know exactly what I'm looking for. Lissa?
Yes?
About the algae. Let's talk about something else.
I'd prefer that, yes.
How is Duva?
Ask him yourself.
Whenever I try to talk to him, all he does is rant.
Oh, don't listen to that. I think he's much better than he wants people to know.
He hates life on the oil rig.
If he really hated it, he would be long gone. Don't worry. He's doing okay.
So long.
See you later, Bent.
My old creased lab coat. I'm really surprised it's still here. I took the lab coat.
As long as you're not wearing it, I don't mind.
I took the lab coat.
As long as...
First, I need a clue as to what I'm looking for. Samples that have to be tested go in here. I can use this instrument to determine the chemical composition of different substances. I only have to put the material to be tested in the test tube behind that lid, and then I can start the process. The electronic system Lissa and I developed will do the rest. Is the intercom still working?
Yes, but you still can't make a continental call. Who do you want to call?
You'll see. The microscope was my last acquisition before I had to hand over clinical research management to Duva. Search done. The locker is empty. Duva,
What?
See you later. What's this? One of my old algae samples. What's it doing here? Ah, the smell. And each place in the lab smells differently. These smells bring back some great memories. My old creased lab coat. I'm really surprised it's still here. There's nothing else. I must have taken the sample right before my breakdown. It's barely legible, but there's something written in my hand. D54H. D54. That's the Delta algae, our most powerful culture. I just don't understand why Duva didn't present it earlier today. There's nothing else in the coat pocket. My old creased lab coat. I'm really surprised it's still here. Let's see. Where is the file for D54H? A, B, D, 32, B15? And here's A again. What a mess. Looks like this will take longer than I thought. Damn it. I searched the whole cabinet 3 times and still no sign of D54H. So where the devil is it? D54H. Where is the Delta algae? Nothing. That's weird. Lissa?
Yes?
About the algae. Let's talk about something else.
I'd prefer that, yes.
Have you seen the Delta algae file? What?
You haven't been here for 10 minutes and already you're going through the paperwork.
Do you have the file or not?
No, and I suggest you stop searching for it. Just trust me. It's for your own good.
About the algae. Let's talk about something else.
I'd prefer that, yes.
So long.
See you later, Bent.
My old creased lab coat. I'm really surprised it's still here. Duva,
What?
Where is the file on the Delta algae?
It should be in the cabinet. If it isn't, I have no idea.
And what happened to the Delta algae itself?
I guess that's in the file. Too bad it's gone missing.
See you later. I should pump the water out first. Water pumped out, ready to unload. Is that towel really golden? How tacky. Hotel La Comte du Roy, Barcelona. 5 stars. Good grief. How did this get here? No one here can afford to stay at a 5-star hotel. Duva,
What?
I don't understand. Where did you get the money for such an expensive hotel?
That's none of your damn business.
I thought you didn't have any money. And yet you are traveling to a 5-star hotel in Barcelona?
That's my private life, do you hear me? It's no concern of yours. So why don't you get lost and never come back?
I don't understand. Where did you get the money for such an expensive hotel?
That's none of your damn business.
I thought you didn't have any money. And yet you are traveling to a 5-star hotel in Barcelona?
That's my private life, do you hear me? It's no concern of yours. So why don't you get lost and never come back?
Barney speaking.
It's me, Bent.
Ah, perfect timing, old warhorse. I wanted to know how long you're going to stay with us.
I don't know yet.
No problem. But notify me on time so I can organize transport and accommodation on land. You just tell me where you want to go, and it will be done.
Thanks, Barney. I just felt like chatting a bit. We haven't seen each other in a long time, after all.
Listen, I'm sorry, but I'm really busy with the investors right now. But as soon as I'm done here and the last suit has left the rig, I'll come over to you. That sound like an idea?
That sounds like a great idea.
Good.
About my return trip. Please make a reservation at a hotel for me.
I take it you want to go to the conference Faye mentioned. I can recommend the Grand Welcome Inn in downtown Oslo, or the Garden City Hotel near the Botanical Garden.
Please make a reservation at the Hotel Le Comte du Roy in Barcelona.
Are you sure about that?
Of course. I have a secret weakness for decadent 5-star hotels.
That's not what I meant. The Du Roy is a very special hotel.
Is it a brothel?
No. It specializes in male guests, but it's not a brothel. Let's just say that most workers on this rig won't like it there.
But Duva liked it there.
I don't want to get involved in this. Have Duva explain it to you, or find out for yourself. Can I help you with anything else?
What about that hotel?
It's a perfectly normal hotel with a distinctive target group. And neither I nor you or Lissa or the doc belong to it. But Duva does.
Any news on the investors?
They still have a hard time believing what you showed them. And to be quite honest, so do I. Honestly, it couldn't have been the algae alone that did that, could it?
No, of course not.
What were you thinking?
I didn't have a choice. Indes wants to buy the algae and destroy it, and his plan would have worked if he hadn't tampered with the presentation.
But the deceit will be exposed and then no one will trust us with their money anymore.
The investors probably won't. But we're just buying time right now. The committee in Oslo is what's important, and that's why I'm here.
I'm sorry, Ben, but I don't follow.
That's all right, as long as you still trust me. And, don't tell Faye about my little stunt, please.
So you do feel guilty?
Let's just say she thinks the world of us, and I don't want to disappoint her.
You've really made a mess of things, haven't you?
I know. Can we talk about something else, please? So long.
Okay. See you later. Hey, Alyssa.
It's not me! It's Bent!
Oh, Dr. Svensson. Good to hear you. What can I do for you?
Is there a message for me?
Nope. Nothing. Do you expect a call?
No, I just thought people had heard of my return.
Oh, trust me, they did. And partly because of me.
I thought as much. Call the office lab if something comes in.
Sure. Anything else?
I want you to page someone.
Who?
Page my son.
And what do you want me to tell him?
Tell him he should come to the radio room.
The radio room? Why?
Because you have a message for him?
I do?
Yes. Tell him his friend called.
All right.
How did you find out Duva is gay? Oh, Ben, don't look at me like that. You two can't even agree on the weather. Why would he tell you about his sexual orientation?
But I would have been fine with it. Do I really know nothing about my own son?
Oh, he's on his way. What do you want me to tell him when he gets here?
Tell him his father misses him.
Oh, okay. I hope he won't get angry.
Oh, but he will.
I don't like to do this, but I don't have a choice. Aha, if that isn't the lost file. That's strange. The data collection ended on February 20th this year. They either recorded later values somewhere else, or they abandoned research on the D45H project. That doesn't make any sense, though. Why would they discard our best algae? The lost file about the Delta algae, our most powerful algae culture. Lissa?
Yes?
What happened on February 20th? Why did you stop working on the Delta algae?
Bent, you don't want to know.
2 years ago, I almost worked myself to death on the Delta algae culture. Of course I want to know.
There was an accident.
An accident?
Yes, a fire broke out in the algae station. It destroyed the whole culture.
What about the samples? You did take samples before it happened, didn't you?
No, there was a mistake. I thought Duva was responsible for taking samples that day, and he thought I was. It was a stupid misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding.
Where are you going?
I don't want to imply anything, but something's wrong here, and I won't rest until I know exactly what it is.
Why don't you listen to me? It was an accident.
Sadi, come in, please. Ben says the investors are convinced. You must have been wrong.
No, Faye, I wasn't wrong. The algae is too weak. It won't save the world.
But it even convinced the investors.
You didn't see what I saw, Faye. I can't believe in it anymore. We made a really big mistake.
What happened, Sadi? I hardly recognize you.
What do you think happened? I'm stuck in a time I don't understand. My friends are dead, and I'm alone. I have a lot of time to think.
Why are you coughing so much?
No idea. It's been getting worse for days now, but it's okay. Everybody dies sooner or later.
Oh, God, don't say something like that. Get your Medikit and do a scan. Maybe you just have a cold.
Maybe.
What do you mean? We made a mistake?
I'm talking about the Phoenix Plan.
But the Phoenix Plan is great. We're saving the world from doom.
Delvin says you killed a survivor in San Francisco.
That was Salvador.
And you stormed a building in Oslo. You took hostages.
I had to. I had to make them listen to us.
Wherever we go, Faye, we bring suffering. Or was there anything you achieved without using violence?
I convinced Ben to help me. Why do you doubt our algae?
Because it isn't our algae. I found some articles in an archive. Norwegian algae research discontinued. Millions spent on useless research. Bent Svensson's algae was so weak even scientists didn't believe in it anymore.
But I don't understand. Ben Svensson. The Svensson. I even met Barney. And the doctor. They all believe in Bent and his research.
Accept it, Faye. Bent Svensson is a failure. Don't get his hopes up.
That's not making any sense. You must be wrong.
Faye, please. You must listen to me. Since we went on this mission, we've only brought death to the people. It's like a curse. Everybody dies. Stop believing in the algae and get away from the rig, or Bent Svensson will die.
Sadi, please. If you are my friend, you have to trust me. The algae is powerful enough, and Ben Svensson is our savior.
And he will die too.
Sadi?
We are trust.
Sadi? Sadi! Oh no! What's wrong now? Ah, yes. Here it is. Number 5 radio room.
Ira Harkonnen, report to the storage depot immediately. I repeat, Ira Harkonnen, proceed to the storage depot immediately.
Oh no! The antenna cable got loose.
Ah, fresh sea air. Isn't it wonderful?
You get used to it after a while.
Let me tell you, enjoy it while you still can. As of tomorrow, you'll be a long way from here, a made man. In Rio or New York. Personally, I prefer Casablanca.
I don't care as long as I get away from here. I'm sick of risking my life for this Svensson every day. Last week, a machine almost ripped my arm out.
These things happen, but today you are going to hurt the oil rig right back. Okay, one more time so you won't forget. The algae must be completely destroyed or my client won't pay.
Do you really want to talk about this out here in the open?
No, of course not. I just have to get rid of something first.
Oh my God, what are these people planning? Hey! It's always the same. I can't be that clumsy.
I thought I sent you to your cabin. You were supposed to get some rest.
I know. But why?
Why? You threw up blood during the physical examination. That's why. You are ill, and you need rest immediately.
I'm not sick. I'm healthy as a horse.
You are not. You threw up blood, and that's never a good sign. Something is wrong with your internal organs. Before my suspicion is validated, I prescribe bed rest.
Or we can assume that I'm perfectly fine. I have to take care of some very important business. May I?
I'm sorry, but that would be irresponsible of me. You are ill. You need rest.
But it's my business where I'm going.
Not as long as I'm your attending doctor.
If I really were ill, what could you do about it?
Here? Nothing. You'd have to go to a hospital for a thorough examination.
But I don't have time for that.
You won't have time for anything anymore if you don't take care of it soon.
Do you know who you just sounded like?
No. Who?
You must take care of it immediately, or you won't have a future anymore. You sounded just like me.
Then do yourself a favor and listen to yourself this once.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Then there's nothing more I can do for you.
What's on the other side of the bridge?
The rest of the oil rig, the workers' area, and the research station. Places where sick people have no business going.
Do I look ill?
No, but you are. Do you really want to break down rather than listen to me now?
Break down?
Without treatment, you might even die.
What? When?
I don't know, yet you still appear to be fit. But like I said, appearances can be deceiving.
Then I must hold out for a little bit longer. Well, I'll leave then.
I'm just worried about your health.
Yikes! It's a used tissue. Kellerman and Partner, attorneys.
You are supposed to rest. Instead, you're climbing up and down the facade.
Once and for all, I'm fine.
Bah, stubborn as a mule.
Excuse me?
I said do whatever you want. Take a look around the oil rig. Climb pipes, jump out of windows. But don't come running to me if you start getting worse.
Not a chance.
That's settled then.
If I want to find the saboteur, I have to get to the workers' area. I hope there are signs showing the way.
The presentation takes place in the residential area.
Excuse me?
The presentation. You are one of the investors, aren't you?
No. The presentation has been over for a while now.
Really? Man, time flies.
What are you doing?
Working.
And what?
I'm a welder. I weld.
I don't see you welding anything.
Okay. Yeah, not right now. But that doesn't mean I'm lazy. Quite the opposite. I'm a very eager worker. Passion is the fertile soil on which good work grows. Right now, I'm just not very passionate.
Why aren't you passionate about your work right now?
It's got a lot to do with atmosphere and a productive work environment. If I want to create something, I must be filled with inspiration. I have to feel the energies around me, the passion of creation.
And you don't feel that right now?
No. Right now, I'm feeling something completely different. I feel melancholy. Streets on a rainy day, broken hearts in the neon light.
Oh dear, that doesn't sound positive.
Well, that's life.
When do you think you will be passionate about work again?
What do you mean, when? It's not something you can plan for or force. You have to wait until the environment feels right, the climate, the creative spirit in the room.
And where does that feeling come from?
If I knew that, I wouldn't just be standing around.
Were you near the heliport earlier?
Oh, damnation.
What's wrong?
For a brief moment, I had the urge to work, but now it's gone. Because of you.
Are you unsettled by my questions?
No, not at all. I've been here the whole day. The foreman can confirm that. He made the work schedule.
Have fun.
Yeah, all in good time.
Something is swimming in that chamber, but I can't make out what it is. Something is swimming in that chamber, but I can't make out what it is.
Hey, keep away!
Looks like this area is off limits. As long as he's watching me, I'll never get in there.
Hey, keep...
As long as he's... Locked. 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 Locked.
Good day.
Hello. I have an important question about a worker.
Ask.
Someone's planned an attack on the oil rig, and one of the workers is going to carry it out.
How do you know that?
I was at the heliport when I overheard a conversation. Some bald guy gave instructions to a worker.
Just a sec, I'm thinking. Did the worker wear an eye patch?
Yes.
Aha! Then he must be a KGB spy. A megalomaniac villain from Russia wants to break into Fort Knox, steal all the gold, and then sink it in a Norwegian fjord. But for that plan to work, he must find a way to distract the Coast Guard. And what better way to distract them than a burning oil rig?
I'm serious. This is a life or death situation.
You don't say. You have to bring me evidence before I believe your story.
Why doesn't the man in the machine room work?
Don't let appearances mislead you. Magnus is one of my best welders. He's just a bit difficult when he has to work alone. But his colleague had the night shift today, so he's packed up already and has gone to the cafeteria to grab a bite to eat.
Please, I have to know where the suspect is working right now.
You don't even know who your suspect is. Bring me evidence first, then I'm going to help you.
The welder doesn't like to work alone?
Sometimes he is a mystery to me, too. Why don't you go to the cafeteria and ask his colleague about it? Maybe he knows the secret.
I'll be back later.
Don't worry, I'll be right here.
Someone sewed on a piece of cloth with a name on it, Apollo Langlo.
Hey, get away from my jacket.
Sorry. I can make out a key ring in the pocket. Someone sewed on a piece of cloth with a name on it, Apollo Langlo. Hello.
Hi.
I'm looking for a bald man. Do you know him?
He one of the suits?
I think so.
Don't want anything to do with them types.
So you don't have anything to do with the investors? You haven't even talked to them?
About what? Weather? Bad enough they decide who works and who don't. I'm not going to play happy people and suck up to them. They better just give us the money and bug it off.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Do you know the welder in the engine room?
Magnus? Sure, he's a wimp, but works like a robot.
Really?
Yeah, I know. The others are complaining all the time, too. Can't work with Magnus. Damned freak. Me? I just say you only gotta know how to take him. You can put dynamite in his ears. He wouldn't care.
And why's that?
I know how to party.
Don't you have to work today?
Been working all night. Enough's enough. Just hoping that no Einstein will get no idea to make me do his shift. He won't see tomorrow. I tell you, when I get mad, I'm mad like hell.
Is that a threat?
No, it's a law of physics.
How do you get the welder to work?
I party. That stops him brooding.
Are you telling male jokes?
That too. And me locker is full of party gifts. There's some for everyone, even Magnus.
Could you give me the key to your locker?
Lady, me locker's no one's business but mine. You can beg as you want. You'll not get it.
Bye.
Ciao.
I'll strike out Eirik Harkonnen and put in the name Apollo Langlo instead. I wonder if that will work. I don't have to take any notes. So far, I've been pretty good at memorizing things. I just have to put the facsimile in the machine, hit the key for the radio room, and that's it.
Apollo Langlo, please proceed to the storage depot. I repeat, Apollo Langlo, please proceed to the storage depot immediately.
I think I have what I wanted. There's only these keys in there. I'd better take them. Someone sewed on a piece of cloth with a name on it, Apollo Langlo. The back wall is plastered with photos. Photos I don't want to take a closer look at, but this tape looks interesting. The back wall is plastered with photos. Photos I don't want to take a closer look at, but this tape looks interesting. Just like our lockers at home, only the contents are different. Doesn't fit. Doesn't fit. Doesn't fit. Will that help you to work?
Put the tape in the ghetto blaster, will you? Eureka! That's it! Yeah!
This looks like the sleeve of a worker's uniform. There are two initials, M and S. I found this ripped-off sleeve.
I see. So?
The suspect said something about an accident. A machine almost ripped his arm out.
Go on.
Isn't that enough? Someone wants to destroy the algae research, and you sit on your arse and twiddle your thumbs.
Ah, that's how the land lies.
But I was talking about it the whole time.
You never mentioned the algae research. That casts a whole new light on the case. Elementary, my dear. An evil energy mogul got scared. Svensson's miracle algae pushes onto the market and threatens to put all the power plants in the world out of business. So what's he gonna do about it? He plants a bomb to destroy the whole research on the algae.
Well, finally. Now you understand.
Oh, come on. You're not serious, are you? The algae may be nice, but it's miles away from convincing anyone.
It did convince the investors.
Because Ben Svensson manipulated the presentation.
He did what?
Now I'm directly above the Delta Algae Station. Let's see how this accident happened. Doesn't move an inch. I'll cut some cork out of the filter. I think I can make out something at the other end of the pipe. A bottle cap. Just a second. The right sleeve smells just like the bottle cap from the algae farm, but I have to do some more tests before I can be sure. I have to put something in the test tube behind the lid first. Okay, let's go. Aha! The instrument found fire accelerant. So the fire was just an accident, huh? If I can find fire accelerant on something else, I might be able to reconstruct the events leading to the fire. But where should I look for it? I'll take the cork out first. Okay, my old lab coat is ready for analysis. Now I'm really curious. That's it. The fire accelerant on the burn tube is the same one as the one on the sleeve. What did Lissa say about Duva sometimes wearing the lab coat?
Are you still wandering around the place? How did you manage to survive without your precious algae all those years?
Duva, enough!
I'm free to do that. So I will. If your own father is snooping around your private business and embarrasses you in front of Norway's greatest tattletale, you are free to do that. What do you want from me anyway?
I want to talk to you.
About what? About me being gay? Is that it? Or do you only want to talk about...
Yes, I want to talk to you about the algae.
I knew it. What else could it be?
You hate the algae.
You could say so.
Was that why you sabotaged the research?
Bent, that's enough.
Let him say it, Lissa. I think this is going to be interesting. What did you find out?
I know you want to get away from here really bad. I know that our best algae culture was destroyed 2 weeks ago, right before the talks with the investors began. And I know it wasn't an accident.
It was an accident.
No, it wasn't. I found fire accelerant in the algae station. The fire was intentional.
And you think it was me?
I found the same substance on my old lab coat, the one Duva is wearing from time to time.
Go on.
Did you set the fire? You did. Your mother would turn in her grave.
You two stop it right now. None of this is true.
No! That's why it's so hilarious. It's not true. It really was just an accident, and you think I...
What's this game you are playing?
Bent, he's right. The fire accelerant was ethyl alcohol. We cleaned the station with it after the fire.
I'm just like you. I never think of myself. Never. I hate my work here, but still I hang on to it. I think that's over now.
Please leave us for a moment, Bent. I'll talk to him.
Faye, let's get out of here. I was wrong. There isn't a conspiracy.
But there is. Someone placed a bomb on the H2 tower.
What? How?
We don't have much time. Follow me.
Oh my God, you were right. Don't stand around gawking. Get that guy. I will find a way to deactivate this infernal bomb somehow.
I'll get him. What? Where did he go?
Okay, keep cool, Bent. No wires for me to cut, but the saboteur scratched some numbers on it. Maybe I can interrupt the ignition process if I bypass the bomb's contacts until the digital numbers match the numbers he scratched on. It's a bit risky, but I don't really have another choice.